up, and we have a blood drive, and so we do community efforts, and we try. We're not a humanist group. Now, I will tell you that there are secular organizations that are...
Do you guys belong to other organizations?
Yeah, there's like the Coalition of Reason, which is like a national arm that we just like had a partnership with, I guess.
Yeah, we have a local coalition.
So I mean, there's a little bit of networking. But the thing is, what you're describing would be like a humanist group, or even like a Unitarian Universalist church might be more along those lines of like a group of people who are really getting together to do like a sort of almost secular. I don't know if it's correct or incorrect to call it a secular religion, but it's almost like a secular sort of, we believe in helping humanity. Yeah. And so there's a group called humanists that would be secular, generally. You don't have to be secular to be humanist, don't get me wrong, but their goal is just sort of like, let's promote the welfare of the human good. And I think that's fine. I thought all
you guys did was just go out and do protests and say you don't like religion. I didn't know you actually did.
We also do protests, but honestly, I mean, there's some things that we protest that there are church groups that would protest as well, and that do protest as well. For example, was it the People United or Americans United for Separation of Church and State is headed by a minister who believes that the government should stay out of religion. And so he wants to see that separate because he believes that his religion is better served by not having the government involved in what they're preaching and what they're doing. And so that is an area where we are aligned with certain churches who believe that it's best that the government stays out of religious belief. And so we believe, of course, from the secular side that it's good that religion stays out of the government. And so we see it both as a mutually beneficial thing, agreeing that religion benefits when government doesn't run it, and government does well when it handles the secular concerns and lets religion handle, you know, the people that are religious and let them figure out what they want to do with their own religion. That's up to them. It's a personal, private decisions for them to make, and not something the government should be dictating.
Well, thanks so much, guys. I think I have good news for you because I don't think most people, I don't think most people actually like the bad parts of the Bible. So they would like to get rid of that too, maybe. But
I hope
it would be hard for them.
I hope you're right, and I thank you for your call.
Yes. Okay. Well, that was interesting.
It was a good call.
Yeah.
I appreciate the call.
Okay. And we have about 15 minutes left in the show, actually about 13 minutes, I think. Just as a reminder, we'll be at El Royo immediately after the show, actually about 30 minutes after the show. And let's, okay, I'm reading a note from the studio, but it's an old one. Anyway, we're going to El Royo after this, so join us there, please. And we'll go on to the next caller. We've got Miriam in Greencastle, Indiana.
Hi, Miriam.
Hi, Miriam.
Hi.
Hi. What can we do for you?
What? Hi.
You're on.
You're on the air.
Okay, I'm having a real trouble hearing you, but I think I can get by. I have a few questions about debating theists.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The first question is, how do you respond to when they say God's ways are above us?
God's ways are above us?
Yeah, I've heard, I haven't actually debated a theist myself yet. I hope I will get to, but I've watched a bunch of videos, and a lot of the time when the atheist tries to use logic, the theist says, well, we don't understand God's ways because they are above us or whatever. How do we respond to that?
The way to respond to that is to point out to them that that means that they can't make any coherent claims about their God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If they can't understand their own God, how can they be telling you about it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
And if they can understand it, that means that you can make claims about it too, and they can't claim that you don't understand it, but they do.
Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you. And the other question I have is, when having a debate with a theist, what do you start out with? Because I'm kind of lost.
Okay. You can't start out a debate with a theist because you're responding as an atheist. So the debate with a theist always has to start with what they believe and why they believe it. That's going to drive where the discussion goes, because you don't believe, I'm assuming you're an atheist, and if you are, you don't believe that a God exists, and that means that you can't really respond to them or initiate with them about their God, and I mean, other than asking them, what do you believe, and why do you believe it?
Yeah.
You have to wait until you hear what they, just like I was saying about the theist has to hear what the atheist thinks, and he can't assume it. It's the same for you. You can't assume that a theist believes anything. You need to ask them what they believe and why they believe it, and then listen to their response, and then give a thoughtful response back.
All right. Thank you so much for your advice.
Sure.
And by the way, you said you're amateurs, but you do really sound professional. I've watched a lot of videos, and you really sound like...
I don't know whether to be flattered or feel sorry for you.
Talk to you.
Okay. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thanks, Miriam. Okay. And next we have Daniel in Baltimore on line 3 here.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi,
You're
Daniel.
on the air.
Hey, hi, this is Daniel. I just wanted to give you, just get to my question real quick. I want to give you a little bit of background, but I'm currently, well, I guess I was raised like a traditional Jewish, but not like not religious.
Sure.
And I became very religious, and actually became a Hasidic Jew.
Oh, wow.
Like many years ago, after high school.
Okay.
And recently, over the last few months, after doing a lot of research, initially trying to help, I guess, in my terms, thinking that I was helping other Jews kind of come back to Judaism. Also, trying to debate with atheist Jews to bring them back to Judaism, and I kind of come to the conclusion that it was all nonsense, anyways.
Okay.
So I've become an atheist in worldview. But I'm married. Right now, I'm married to an Orthodox woman, and we have children that we're raising Orthodox. And I haven't come out to anyone in my community. I really do still enjoy living in an Orthodox community. I really enjoy the customs and rituals. I just don't feel that they have any significance spiritually or anything. I don't really believe in deities or whatnot anymore. I still know if that makes sense.
It does.
Is it dishonest for me to do that?
Now, what is the question? Is it all right?
Is it dishonest?
Dishonest. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a personal question. I mean,
Yeah.
whenever I get questions like that about this is my personal family situation, and I have a lot at risk if I come out, and should I come out because I feel like I'm lying and living a lie? My answer is you have to think about what is the worst thing that could happen if you come out, and then ask yourself if you're ready to deal with that. And if you're not ready to come out. And until you can look at that and say, here's all the things that it could cost me, and I can handle that, I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to put any pressure on you to come out. I just couldn't.
Right.
So if I understand this...
I have one additional question on top of that is I guess my biggest concern, I'd be fine, being in the closet. I don't really have I do have a little bit of an issue with the dishonesty issue, but other than that, I don't have a big moral dilemma with it. My main issue is like my kids and the idea of raising them with beliefs that I don't feel are healthy. But
yeah, that's a big issue. Is it possible? Can I just ask you, if you did come out as an atheist and said, I don't believe this, but I just want to live in the community? I mean, would that be accepted? I don't know. I'm asking.
Well,
would you be ostracized?
Be accepted in the terms that they'll like. I mean, in the sense that I'll probably still be like, I won't be shunned per se, but I wouldn't. Okay. I would be shunned in a certain sense where people probably wouldn't come over to our house to eat like come for Sabbath and things like that, or have events. That they'd probably be very certain people who are very close-minded probably would not want me around, which is fine. But it's and my main thing is also I'm nervous about how my wife would deal with it also.
Right.
Yeah.
I really don't want to split up our family because of it.
How old are your kids?
Sorry?
How old are they?
I have a son who's 1.5 and a newborn.
Yeah, that's going to get tougher when they get older. But that's up. I mean, you've got some time, I guess, to sort of sort this out. But just from the letters we get, I don't think it's something that you're going to be able to sit on for long. Once the kids start being indoctrinated, it's going to become bothersome. But at the same time, that's just a general sort of feeling I get from my past viewer mails. But you know, you could be the exception or something. I don't know. But this is not something where I'm personally not going to judge you. I mean, if other people want to, they can. But I didn't have that much riding on my coming out as an atheist, and so it's hard for me to look at somebody who actually has real penalties facing them and say, oh, you need to come out too. I mean, that would be super easy for me to do, but I'm not in that position.
Yeah. All right. And I mean, if it's any consolation, there are Jewish communities that are very accepting of atheists in their community. So it may be that your particular community is not accepting, but you might be able to find one that is. And, you know, that might be some kind of compromise.
Good luck with it, though.
Yeah, it's not an easy situation.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And keep up the good work. I love the show.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right, take care.
Yeah, those family questions are the toughest.
Oh, yeah. So we've got, looks like David in Dallas.
Okay.
Hi, David.
Good afternoon.
Hey, you're on the air.
And we've got less than 4 minutes, so be quick.
All right, I'll be as fast as possible. A little background. I'm an atheist, and I've been invited to go to some apologetics classes at a local Baptist church. So I thought, okay, I'll throw a wrench in the gears, make them think a little bit. And so my question is, I want to know what you think would be the best thought-provoking question that I could ask at the end of the lecture, other than, and I have some things written down, other than other gods like Mithras and Osiris, and other than...
I'd stay away from that.
Yeah, do stay away from that.
Because most of the references to that get it wrong.
Yeah, there's some bad research mixed into some of that, so I wouldn't touch that
I wouldn't do it. Actually, I would recommend some reading material for you. Bart Ehrman's books in particular are very good, including Lost Christianities. That might open some possible avenues of questioning for you. And also, Richard Carrier's got a book out called Not the Impossible Faith that you might find interesting. And so those are some resources, and there's probably a whole bunch of other stuff that's pretty good out there. But those are some references I think will...
One thing I'm going to say that to bear in mind is don't underestimate the power of the Old Testament. A lot of times the modern Christian will say we're no longer under the Old Testament. That's not the point. The point is Jesus praised the Old Testament and said that it was divine and that it was from God and that it was good and right. And the question is, do they agree with Jesus? Because that law contains a lot of heinous crap. And so if you go back to the Old Testament and you say, your God told people for centuries to stone gay men to death, and Jesus said the law was good, do you agree? It doesn't matter if you're under it anymore. Do you agree that this was good? And that's kind of the point.
And with that, we got to go. We got one more caller we got to take. So anyway, David, if you want more information, write to us on the TV list, and we'll get you some more information.
Thanks for calling.
All right, thank you. Thanks. And Matt, you are on the air.
Hey. You didn't actually have to take the call, but thanks. Quick notes. I was sitting here watching the show, and I wanted to thank Jen for filling in at the last minute for me, and also to remind people that Jen will be on next week with Don. And I had to call because I was cooking dinner and listening and kind of cheering you on the whole time. Tracy, the call with Mike, I think, is probably one of the best calls and the best handled calls we've ever had in the history of the show.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
I'll be surprised if it's not uploaded as a clip, before I'm done talking.
Okay.
So, that's all I had. Great job.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Feel better.
All right, and we actually have time for, we've got...
Do we have after show?
Do you want to do after show?
I can. I don't know what the studio...
Yeah, I can do it. If we
so hold on if you're on the line. Don't think that we're going off just because we...
So we've got the crew...
Thank you for
that's
all your
on
hard
the screen.
work.
So give them some love, and we will be back next week, same time, same place, and next week it'll be me and Don back here.
Finally got it.
Yeah.